Delta announced a partnership with Shake Shack bringing burgers onto planes as well. It seems like maybe this
Are you
is the new
serious?
wave. That's the thing that's going to test your loyalty more than Wi-Fi.
Ooh.
Welcome to the Friday Flow with Jordan and Will. Let's go. Fact news and all the trends. Tune in now with your friends.
Hello, Will. Happy Friday.
Happy Friday, Jordan. How you feeling?
I'm feeling excellent. I'm in our new office in Manhattan in Chelsea. Look at all these Woflow peeps out there. How are you doing?
Beautiful. I am great. You sound a little muffled today. Are you feeling? You're feeling fine though.
Yeah, I have a traveler's voice, you know. Also, the New York kids kept me out late last night and tends to wear my voice out pretty quickly. Okay, I have a little treat to show you.
I like
If it'll
treats.
let me.
It's not even my birthday.
Okay, so I was just walking to get this little coffee from Sip, a little coffee shop, and look who made me the coffee.
There we
A
go.
robot.
It's so delicate with the filter.
It's so awesome. I was like, okay, this is too good of timing. I'm about to go film the Friday Flow. This must go in there. Apparently, this is an off-the-shelf robot arm that the owner of this coffee shop just programmed to make coffee. Pretty sweet. I was a big fan.
That's amazing. I've not seen one since SF Airport, but they were pretty successful there, weren't they? So
Cafe X is what
it's
you're
great that
referring to.
they're making rounds everywhere now in New York. That's
Yeah.
awesome to see.
Actually,
How is the
side note,
coffee?
Cafe X. The coffee is actually delicious. So it's a really good pour over. And so that's check. And so I will go back after this for my second cup. But I actually random Cafe X, highest revenue per square foot of a coffee shop.
I thought you were going to say per
think.
employee. Probably also per
Ooh,
employee.
Maybe per employee as well. That's a good point. Well, we got a big docket today because a lot's happened. As usual, every week I swear there's just so many new things. I know you're not like 100% thrilled to just talk about Google because it's Google, but I love what they dropped. I think they've done a lot of cool stuff this week.
They've had a
we're
week.
just gonna go through just a couple little guys here, a couple of things. Google Shopping. So we're big into agentic commerce, as you know. They've really embraced it in a whole new level, and I'm like obsessed with some of the new features they've added. I have tried a few of them. A couple of them I just can't figure out how to get to it. Maybe it just hasn't been turned on in my account yet. But the big ones that I want to show is try it on. So it actually allows you to visually try on outfits. But before that, how do you even find the outfit? You can now use like an AI chatbot to help find your outfit, obviously. And they have 50 billion items refreshed every 2 hours. So there's some crazy mechanism. It's a lot more than just like a RAG system that most people think of when they try to put these systems together. And then price tracking, which everyone knows is like a thing. It's like nothing new. But because of their agentic payment system, where they can agentically go and actually purchase things on the website, you can now say, oh, it's $80. I'll buy it if it gets to 60. And so at that point, it'll just trigger a little buy. So like a call, it's like a little call, like an option, right? It's like a little call. What is it called? Call option call, whatever it's called. And so you get it at the price you want. It's awesome. Should I demo it? What do you think?
Yeah, send us a demo. And I have a lot of questions on this. This is Google I/O that came out this week. And this is just one of millions, literally, of products and features they announced. Big question is, are they trying to steamroll the startups? Are they doing a Sam Altman and trying to just crush everyone that's trying to do things? Unknown.
Possibly. But if they do, obviously they will win. I think what I'm going to do, let's see, should I start with looking for some stuff? What do you think I should buy?
Men's Abercrombie.
Men's Abercrombie. No, I'm
Is
going to
that a recent search from your account? That's great.
Yes. I'm going to go Baja Llama. Love this place. So, okay, this looks nice. I like this jacket. Let me try it on, shall we? Creating the look. Give it a minute. It's almost there. Still almost there. It's adding final touches. Still adding final touches. Look at me in that jacket. Isn't that great?
That's great. Do you uploaded a picture?
I just took this picture. This is actually the office I'm in right
This
now.
is you
I
in the
just
New
took
York
this
office. Yeah,
picture. Yep.
that's amazing.
But I mean, it's pretty good. It's
Yeah.
pretty good. Anything ridiculous you want me to try on?
Uh, this is a family-friendly show, so I was gonna mention the Borat costume, but I think maybe not today.
Singlet?
Let's let's get
No,
you in a
let's avoid the singlet.
you in your Las
I think we
Vegas.
get the idea. We get the
Yeah,
idea.
we get the idea.
We get the
We get the
idea.
idea.
So from here, what I do want to mention is I know for a fact Baha Llama uses Shopify, and you are able to do a buy now from this platform, from Google Shopping. So if I click here, it tells me some price history. I assume this is where like the price tracking will be.
And this is what they had
click it.
invented for Google Flights, and it was like really good,
Correct.
great on Google Flights.
Exactly. So if I click buy now, it'll actually go through directly through Shopify. It's put that into my bag on Shopify, and I can check out here. So that's pretty cool. I thought that was an interesting little feature. I did try it on a couple other sites, and it didn't have the buy now button, but they'll slowly and surely get all these integrations.
That's the agentic pay piece, which is cool. It's still having a human in the loop do the actual purchase, but right there, it's halfway there. I will say I was having a good catch up with our friend Holly Cardew at Carted earlier in the week about agentic commerce, and I saw something she posted today on LinkedIn with I think the VP at Google that actually dropped this announcement. There's a lot of other data that needs to go into this to make this like form complete. So for instance, you're trying on a clothes, you can see it on you as a model, and it's a great first start. The thing it's missing is fit, right? Like this isn't how it's going to fit. There's so much more information. And that's what we think about when we think about data veracity, 10x data that's required for agentic shopping. This is a great example of that. We can do a demo, and plenty of startups have been trying to do this demo, right? I think even a few of the like high street apparel stores are also try to do some of their own tech in this space. So yeah, Google's trying to steamroll some startups here, but it's cool to see where shopping's headed, and Google making a huge splash at I/O this week.
Yeah, I just remembered last week we were gonna demo, is it Doji or something? Goji? It's another service. It's all they do is this. It's just for the ability for you to try things on. And I was like, oh, I don't have access to it yet. Let me wait, try to get access, and then we'll demo it next week. Boom, Google I/O comes out, and now they have it. And it is
made it obsolete.
It's pretty good. It's pretty good. Also, they did announce some updates on some of their like crazy foundation models. One of them is their new video creation tool. So obviously I had to make a quick video for the pod. Here we go. Sloth climbing on Golden Gate Bridge. This one didn't work that well. It's not working. I don't know where they're climbing. This one, a little better. This one's happening. That sloth is climbing on the Golden Gate Bridge. Kind of. It's got a little hiccup there, but we'll take it. We'll take it. I mean, this obviously is an incredibly challenging thing to build. They are putting a lot of effort into it. I know. I've seen them talk about it over the past like year. There's like a pretty large team on it. I don't know like what the end game is there.
I also took some liberties
nice.
and just tried a bunch of different prompts. It's pretty impressive. Like I'm like, hey, make a Martian world like Fortnite game, and it's like, you know, making pretty interesting stuff. You can kind of see where this is headed. This is Gen Z talking about boomers. I don't know. I don't know what you're using, and I think maybe that's part of what I was going to bring up as well is the complexity of what Google has been building is that there's a huge separation of how to even get these products. So I think you were in labs. I was just in Gemini. I know that like I tried to do something else in Gemini and it said, oh, you can't use that account because it's my workflow account. You got to use a personal account. So like I couldn't use the shopping app. Sometimes I've like just tried to try the latest Gemini model and it's like it doesn't have access to it. And you have to like Google like how to find Gemini model, and then you like get some Reddit forum. So they're completely trash at actually rolling these things out. So luckily, if people can access it, they can play around with it. But yeah, it was fun trying to figure out where this stuff was. But yeah, VO3, I think it's got some cool progress, even though we saw like the latest from OpenAI maybe last month or something. We demoed it. It feels like this is an advancement on that as well. So it's great to see everyone, the foundation models pushing each other. We don't know where it's headed, but like even in that gameplay example, and there's a lot of people talking about like real live gaming using models. So like you don't need to build a world anymore. You don't need to use the Unreal Engine. You can just code it up using a foundation model. It's wild.
Yeah, it's nuts. Moving on. We have, well, last week we discussed a little bit about Devin. So our team started implementing Devin. Devin is a AI junior engineer. So basically you give Devin simple tasks. It understands your code base. It has the ability to load the app up itself so it knows if it's working. And so we've tested it out within a couple different teams with moderate to low success. I'd say moderate on like super simple tasks. And the second we try to give it something just a little bit more complicated, it just didn't work. It wasn't hitting. And this week we tried Codex, which is OpenAI. They came out with their own version of Devin, and it's better. It is.
Of course, why not drop a new
I know.
a new way of doing it?
I know. It definitely works better. Like, just fundamentally, it works better, which right off the bat is awesome. But also, it's a lot easier to use. So, like, the UI is a lot simpler. It's just very much more intuitive, I think, personally. They are obviously just a massive, massive company, so they're able to allocate, like, huge resources into this type of product. But I think it's going to have to just take over Devin. Like, I can't imagine a world where Devin can exist at this.
It depends what's under the hood as well, right? And the integrations. So, like, another announcement that happened this week is Anthropic dropped Claude 4, which is meant to be very, very good at coding. I think, doesn't it come down to which models are best at coding? I noticed for Codex, they announced that this is a new fine-tuned model. So I guess they're keeping this one private. They're not letting other people use this one. Is that right?
I believe so. To be honest, I don't have 100% knowledge of it, but it sounds about right.
What's your take? Do you think the future is going to be IDE based, like Cursor and Windsurf? Is it going to be these cloud agents that we're seeing more of? Is it going to be a combination?
Yeah.
What do you see? What are you going to be doing in 5 years as CTO?
5 years. I don't know.
2 years.
How about 5 days? Let's go 5 days. Honestly, I do have really strong opinions on this because I've been intentionally spinning up like little apps to try all these new, like basically the new process of building code or building applications, writing code. IDE will exist. I just can't imagine a world where the IDE doesn't exist. Now, what you do in the IDE will change. I think it's going to be a lot more supervision of the code, but you still have to know what's going on. So this is where everyone gets hung up and they're like, oh no, you just tell it what to do, it writes code, you don't have to read the code, it just like goes in. You can do that with little side projects, but you can never do that with any sort of large application. Enterprise application, it's impossible. I think what'll happen is you'll have things like Codex or Devins where you start. I think this is my guess, is that you'll start with these where you actually lay out tickets. So we use linear. It can read linear tickets. You can actually just say like, Devin, go do this linear ticket. It'll take it. So the linear ticket has to be a lot more robust than what we have now. Because right now humans kind of just understand other humans and they can fill in the gaps. AI can't do that as well right now. Will it get there? Probably. But you'll write a really nice ticket. It'll start it off. In 30 minutes, you'll get a pull request. You'll review it. You'll actually review it. This is like, that's a very time-consuming part. Maybe you'll pull it into your IDE and tweak it. In the IDE, that's when you'll talk to, like we use Cursor, you'll talk to your AI agent to help you kind of narrow down what needs to happen, and then you complete the PR, push it up. So it's like a combination is what I think is going to happen eventually. That's kind of what I'm exploring right now.
Yeah, no, it's very interesting. And what do you think is the limiting factor to that? We see like context windows getting really massive now. You can connect directly to GitHub and Linear. Why is the limit that
When you say the limiting factor, do you mean why can't it just do it
why
all
are you
itself?
still using Cursor? Right.
Because you do need to be able to interact with the code right now. So like you
Right
have
now.
to be able to
In
read
the next 5
code.
days, I agree.
Yeah. And I'd say in the next 2 years you'll have to you will be in the IDE, you'll be touching the code. You might not necessarily be writing it, but you'll be reviewing it and understanding how like exactly what's going on.
Yeah. And I think what's interesting here is just the amount of sort of capacity that an individual IC engineer can have here. So
Yes.
to that point, exactly, if they can have one Codex or one Devin going off and setting up some PRs, there's no reason they can't have 20 doing this, right? And so like your single engineer can be the 20x engineer by using these kind of tools and methods, because to your point, they're acting more as an orchestration layer on top of it.
Yes.
Yes, they'll be doing some PR reviews. You'll probably be using agents to do PR reviews that are separate to the agent that built it. Let's be honest, it's not going to just
already
be
do.
humans doing this. Exactly. So
We do.
this is like just very high leverage. So, teams that used to be 1,000 engineers, this is the reason that we think like a team of 1,000 engineers of the yesteryear actually might just be a team of 100 engineers in the future, because they can still do the same amount of output. And it really does come down to like orchestration, reviewing, making sure those controls are there. You don't want it bringing in sort of bloat and things like that just because it's like Sonnet 3.7 and it's deciding that like it'll be nice if it also changed all these arrows and things as well.
Yeah, I agree. I could go on this topic for 5 days.
Let's move on.
By that time, the
Let's
topic
move on.
will be expired. So another thing that happened this week with OpenAI is Jony Ive and Sam have teamed up. OpenAI bought IO, whatever the hell IO is. It's Jony Ive's company. Here's a little screenshot for you. How darling is that?
For $6 billion and a beautiful,
just a quick
beautiful
$6 bill.
picture.
Just a quick $6 bill. But no one has any idea what it is. So for those of you who don't know, Jony Ive is infamous. He is the most famous designer in technology that I can think of. He was part of the iPhone movement. Him and Steve Jobs were very close. I think Steve called him his spiritual leader or something like that. And so Sam Altman's like, hey, that guy has good luck. I'm gonna bring him in and see if we can make the next iPhone.
Yeah.
AI phone.
Reimagining what the operating system is of the future. Obviously, the iPhone was wildly successful. It's interesting and also kind of gives a glimpse. AI inked a deal with Apple as part of Apple Intelligence. It didn't seem to be that successful. You can still kind of use it today on your iPhone, but it's kind of sucky. And I think it's obvious now he wants to be an Apple killer, right? He wants to be the $3 trillion market cap business. Yeah, he's holding no punches back. He's bringing on Jony Ive. That's insane as a combination. The big question that everyone's asking though is, what are they building? Do you have any?
What is this for $6 billion? What
the announcement? The announcement mentions that they're going to be dropping 100 million units of whatever this product is. Is it an iPad? Is it a wearable? Do you have any hot takes on what it might be, Jordan?
I do have a couple ideas. So actually, I just saw him. Jony Ive was at the Stripe conference, and he gave the final keynote. It was incredible. It was the first time I've ever heard him talk. He is so elegant, just like the way he speaks. It's probably because he has a British accent, but I'll be honest, he sounds more elegant than you do, Will. But anyway,
he does.
I digress on that. He did mention, obviously, that he's working on something. He did not mention anything about the acquisition, and he didn't mention about what exactly it is. He just kind of alluded to the future of hardware, where it's all AI first. It can only be a couple things, right? It can be glasses. It could be a pin, which I really hope it's not. It can't be a pin. Those have gone nowhere. There's been, 2 or 3 startups that have become like pretend unicorns and then just fell off a cliff. Or it can be something implanted in your brain.
Or your ear, AirPod.
Interesting.
That's the original Her. The original Her, right, was a single earpiece.
That would actually be super interesting if Jony Ive was responsible for a design product that had no visual design.
Yeah, I think they've already said that it's not going to be with a screen. It's going to be whatever the new interface is. So I think it's like any one of these above. The announcement also mentioned it's a family of products. So I think that's also very interesting. It feels like maybe it's an extension of your computer, an extension of your phone. So it doesn't necessarily need as much memory and things like that. It can just be an extension there. I thought what was interesting as well is someone brought this up as well, is back in the day, if you had an iPhone and you were trying to run like a game, the game is running on the phone or on the computer or whatever. And so the latency and the speed of the phone and the hardware of the phone really matters. LLMs and AI is actually the opposite of this. It actually runs faster in cloud. If you try and run an LLM locally today, it's super slow. And so actually cloud-based inference of AI models is actually way faster. So this is like a new interesting world that we're stepping into versus the old way of compute. And so yeah, it necessarily doesn't need much hardware. It just needs good connectivity. It needs some way of optimizing for latency, some good input and output, but really it's all going to be in cloud. And so yeah, it's a new way of thinking, and it's super, super interesting.
Well, that's a great segue, talking about connectivity. So let's talk about a relatively boring topic compared to AI, but it's incredibly powerful. Starlink. Starlink has inked a deal with United. This is your favorite topic, Will. Please, I'm an Alaska guy, so I haven't gotten excited about this yet.
Yeah, it's wild. They announced it last year. United Airlines were going to fit out all of their planes with Starlink. And obviously, for those that don't know, Starlink is satellite-based Wi-Fi. And it's not like your like mum and dad's satellite-based Wi-Fi. The old way of doing it is what kind of they have on flights anyway, like go in flight and things like that. They're like really, really slow, really terrible. It's now one of those things you get on a plane and the Wi-Fi sucks and you pay $8 for it and you just get very, very annoyed on your flight the whole way. So consumers rapidly expect more. We went from no Wi-Fi to Wi-Fi that sucks in like a very short period of time. And so people are already over it, given how fast regular Wi-Fi is today versus what's in the air. So this is really huge that United and Starlink are doing this deal. Starlink is incredible. I have one of them at home that I use sometimes, and it's really fast and low latency. That on airplanes is going to be insane. And they've announced that their entire cabins, 2 cabin regional fleets, will be outfitted by the end of this year. So they've got like 6 months before every single United flight is going to have it for regional flights in the US. That's an insane level of rollout. So it must mean that the early trials were really successful. What do you think it means for other airlines? You're an Alaska guy. Are you going to start flying United because of this, or are you gonna wait it out? Are you changing your loyalty?
Can't change my loyalty, although I guess I already did. I flew United here to New York, but it's because they didn't have a good seat on the Alaska flight, and I needed to try the new Tuscan burger that comes on the United flight. Chef's kiss. It was actually really good. No one likes plain food. I kind of do, and so I had to give that a go. So that was pretty good. But I did pay $8 for really crappy internet, and I'm used to it. So like, I know I can't do a lot of things. I'll do a quick Wi-Fi, like a speed test. I'll be like, okay, I'm at 2 down. I'll be able to like work a little bit, it's fine. It works. I'm not going to get on a Zoom.
When it's Starlink though, 150 down, you can be on your like FaceTime calls. You can
do your Zoom. You think you'll be able to be on a Zoom on a plane?
I think why not? I don't know.
Because that'd be so weird if you were like crammed in like this and there's a guy next to you.
Everyone is doing it.
That'd be super annoying.
We can next week talk about burgers on planes. I know that Delta announced a partnership with Shake Shack bringing burgers onto planes as well. It seems like maybe this is the new wave. That's the thing that's going to test your loyalty more than Wi-Fi.
Well, I will say Alaska's food has gone downhill. It's very sad. It used to be better. But anyway, okay, back to Wi-Fi. Yes, they all are going to get Starlink. Like it's a guarantee. It's going to become just like ubiquitous on flights, right? Like your flight is now going to have the same Wi-Fi as your coffee shop. It's just going to happen. Maybe you'll have to pay $8 for it. I don't know. Do you know if they're going to charge for Starlink, or is it just going to be part of it? No. But yeah, I just assume you'll just have 150 down and you'll be good to go.
Wild. You'll be
it's a new world.
Coding at 30,000 feet, live production deploys.
Yeah.
Codex and Devin. You'll be orchestrating from the air. It's going to be a beautiful
It's
future.
like everyone's Air Force One.
Yeah. Well, already private jets have it. That was their kind of first base. Private jets and yachts were the first real users of like this mobile version of Starlink. I mean, it's one of those things. It's like it was so ambitious when they first launched Starlink, and it was insane the amount of capex that's required to do such a project. It's so massive. But now they've done it, and God knows how many billions went into it. They now have a monopoly. Nothing else is like anywhere close to what they're doing here. And so, yeah, absolutely. I agree. Like every single airline in the world is going to use Starlink, and it's just going to be demanded. Consumers are going to vote with their wallets. They're going to move airline, even if it's $8. They don't care what they're going to be paying. Like many things, as soon as you introduce convenience or an improvement that's 10x over the status quo, just everything rapidly moves that way. And so this is a brave new frontier. Obviously, Starlink is very well positioned to make it work, because it doesn't matter if you're flying over regional flights in the US or you're flying over the Pacific. It's just a satellite in space. So it's the same distance. It's the same connectivity. It's wild. It's one of those things like, how have we not had this already?
Yeah, I know. It's crazy. And yeah, it's now going to be just part of your life. And so if you don't have Wi-Fi on a flight, like if something goes out, everyone's going to just uproar. It'll be pandemonium on the flight. Now, if it doesn't work, you're just like, okay, again, I'm used to that. Doesn't work, whatever.
The flip side of this is, back in the day, getting a flight was the one time you could kind of relax from like not working. And now this is bringing a whole new expectation level. It's going to make people way more productive. You're going to have less ability to say, sorry, the Wi-Fi was crap on my flight. I couldn't get to this email until I landed.
So true. Awesome, Will. Well, on behalf of me and my robot coffee and William Bewley, happy Friday.
Happy Friday Flow, everyone.
Bye.